Canva dropped another bombshell at Canva Create. You can now code with Canva. That's right, vibe coding in Canva. I didn't see this one coming. With Canva Code, you can now just type in a simple prompt, or you can even speak to the AI and ask it to build a website, an interactive game or activity, a widget, or a simple app, and Canva will handle all of the coding for you. How easy is that? So in this video, I want to give you a first glimpse at Canva Code, what it can do, how it works, and we will start building some cool stuff together. Let's go. Coding is one of the last frontiers that Canva hasn't yet conquered. You know, they started with design, then they moved into presentations, and then video, and then websites, and then, whiteboards, AI, and now this, Canva Code, the coding tool. And I think it does make a lot of sense. Today, there are so many vibe coding apps or websites or solutions. Vibe coding is this concept that you don't need to know code or programmation languages in order to code anymore, because you can rely on the AI to handle that part for you. So vibe coding is definitely a thing today with famous apps like Replit, Cursor, or these kind of platforms that allow people who have never learned a line of code in their life to code entire interactive experiences, apps, websites, whatever. So this is what Canva is after. In this video, I want to show you how it works. It's called Canva Code, and this is the official kind of announcement we received from Canva: build interactive experiences with AI. Just a few text prompts generate functional dynamic experiences in moments, such as custom calculators, prototypes, or campaign widgets, and then embed them in any Canva design. This is pretty cool. The demo we were showed is the one of creating kind of like a package calculator. That's what you are seeing right here on screen. So important to know is that this Canva Code tool is part of Canva AI. That's the last button, code for me, from the Canva AI interface. It's also going to be a freemium. So it will be using this unified credit system for all things AI in Canva, meaning that's the good news that both free and pro users will be able to use Canva Code. Obviously, pro users or paid users will get more uses, but free users will be able to try it. All right, so what I suggest is that we get into it, we roll up our virtual sleeves and start building stuff with Canva Code. So once again, it all starts from the homepage. We just click on the Canva AI button right here and use the code for me button. Okay, that's how you access Canva Code. Let me quickly zoom out so you can see a bit more of what this page looks like. So from here, we will get 1, 2, 3. So we have 12 different use cases here, or templated prompts to start different coding projects. Okay, so we have create a pricing calculator for my services, an interactive historical timeline, an interactive menu for a restaurant, flashcard game, a countdown timer, that could be cool for an offer or a launch that you are about to do, digital birthday card, a 3D game, interactive map. So all of this is pretty cool. And what happens when you click on one of these, it will preload a prompt right here to give some instructions to the model, to the Canva AI, so that it can start generating your experience. Immediately, I can see that from here, I can also use the voice command. Okay, so this will work as well. But since I have preloaded this first prompt right here, let me zoom in. There you go. I can start working with this one. This one is a fun example. It's an interactive map. So let's start reading this prompt. Create an interactive walking tour guide for customers of my travel agency, showcasing Sydney's most beautiful locations within walking distance from each other. All right, so I'm going to change a few things. Okay, I don't want Sydney. I want my city, Barcelona. So create an interactive walking tour for my visiting friends. It doesn't matter, visiting family members. Okay, can delete the things. What I'm doing here is I'm tweaking the prompt as I read it. Okay, so create an interactive walking tour for visiting family members, showcasing Barcelona's most beautiful locations within walking distance of each other. Okay, the walking tour application should include a sleek, uncluttered map interface using a fully working open maps implementation with reduced visual elements. Okay, minimum labels, subdued colors, simplified icons. Okay, curated routes connecting Sydney's most stunning, connecting Barcelona's most stunning locations like, okay, so I'm gonna give a few. So Sagrada Familia, let's say Gaudi's houses, okay, hidden beaches, okay, maybe famous beaches, architectural landmarks, let's add etc. Location-aware functionality that highlights nearby points of interest that are easily walkable, that's good. Useful content for each location, like brief historical context, local insights, yes. Clear map markers for each location, that's good. All locations should be within reasonable walking distance, yep. So let's add some numbers here, let's say 5 kilometers, that's a bit long, maybe 2.5 kilometers. The user should be able to select from a few tour options, so that's cool, I like that. The map design should feature a limited color palette with subtle contrast for path and landmarks, okay. Elimination of unnecessary street labels, keeping only essential orientation information, yes. Custom minimal map markers that reveal more information when clicked on, I like that too. A zoom functionality that gradually reveals more detail only as needed. And before finalizing the tour routes, please research seasonally optimal locations. Yep. Less traveled viewpoints that offer stunning views of the city. Architecturally significant buildings with noteworthy design elements, natural features unique to Barcelona's geography, and places with cultural significance to both indigenous and more modern cities. Okay, let's replace this entire thing. And restaurants that serve delicious tapas. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, that's the end of the prompt. So I'm gonna run this prompt and you will see Canva is going to start like summarizing my request and generated some code right here on the right side of the screen. So I have this split screen situation and I can see some code being generated there, which I can't read. I don't know how to code. And yeah, I'm very excited about this to see like what kind of experience I am creating right here. I'm not sure just how long this is gonna take. I don't want to speed up the video. I want to give you a full experience of what it is, like how long it takes to generate such a coding project. So in the meantime, I can maybe talk a little bit about where this might be going for Canva. Like if indeed this generates an interactive experience for me. So this interactive map that I can then like easily publish as a website in Canva. And then I have this URL of my interactive map that I can share with anyone coming to visit me right here in Barcelona. And knowing I could come back to this app, continue prompting in the same chat, in the same conversation, and maybe customize my map to provide like customized walking tours to different people who come and visit me. That is pretty amazing. I mean, this is for me like walking into the future. So I think this is a great initiative by Canva to push the boundaries. And you know, when you know that the theme of this Canva Create is uncharted territories, like unexplored territories, coming up with a feature like this is quite a ballsy move from Canva, because this is kind of moving away quite a bit from their core business. Okay, so it might mean, okay, we are definitely an AI company. Okay, we definitely want to position our platform as such. You come to Canva not just to create a design anymore, you come to Canva for anything AI. So what we are going to do next, we are going to have a look at obviously the generated app, the generated experience that Canva has created for us. I will try to publish this as a website and see how it might look from an end user's perspective. I hope you are enjoying this coverage that we are making of Canva Create, that you are also discovering the other videos in our Canva Create playlist. Diana is creating a few of these videos. If you are enjoying this, if you are enjoying the work we have done for covering this event, make sure you subscribe to our channel because we'll definitely continue exploring these features deeper. We will also make sure to update our online courses about Canva, the Canva Master Course on Udemy, needs to be completely rethought after so many new announcements. Okay, so something is going on here. Barcelona walking tour guide. Let's see. I'd love to create an interactive walking tour. Oh, wow, look at this. We do have our map here. Okay, Gaudi Masterpieces. That's the first one. That's the red tour. We have the Gothic Quarter. We have the Seaside in Barceloneta, which is indeed the seaside like walking tour right here. Gothic Quarter. Okay, we have a few different things. El Cal, Jewish Quarter, Plaza San Jaume. Okay, let's zoom in. Barcelona Cathedral. Oh, that's pretty cool. So these are some of the photos from the Canva library or from Unsplash. I think I've seen the word Unsplash in the code. So we do have a few photos. I imagine these could be swapped later in when we publish this or when we use this in a document. But what I'm showing you is basically when you click on any of these points, you have more information. One of Europe's oldest Jewish quarter. So each of these markers on the map represents something. Okay, so we always have the same photos, but I think these could be updated later. So let me read a few of the things. A picturesque medieval square surrounded by the royal place. Yeah, so all of this information is correct, right? Okay, so here we have one dot that is not part of the route of the tour, but that's a point of interest. Remember, we asked for adding points of interest nearby. So this is one, Bodega Juan. So traditional Catalan tavern serving excellent tapas. Okay, so it's giving me the tapas thingy kind of outside my three main walking tours here. So I'm very happy about this Parkwell. Yes, this is another one. Okay, so I have some other photos, placeholders. This one doesn't display all of the photos, but I have the same amount of placeholders and I have some information, okay, with some tags. This is pretty cool. Like this is literally generated out of this prompt that I showed you. And the nice thing is that you see, I have this result. This is version 1. I could ask it to add a tour about anything else. So I'm going to ask this one thing. I'm going to use the voice command. This is great. Can you add a fourth walking tour that will focus on the best pastry shops in Barcelona? Okay, so I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna delete the OK. I'm gonna launch this. So while it's doing that, I'll come back to it later. I opened a second tab right here on my browser, and I am again in the Canva AI Code for Me section. I want to show you by clicking on this menu here to open the chat history. A few other things I played around with. So this one right here is our itinerary walking tour. So that's the one I'm coding in the other tab. But I also created a dynamic timeline that retraces the career of Michael Jordan. This one was pretty amazing as well. And my prompt for this one was create an interactive timeline about Michael Jordan's MJ life and career. Include the following chapters to MJ's life. And then I pasted like a few things like, you know, kind of like similar to the chapters of The Last Dance, the documentary about Michael Jordan on Netflix. And I didn't give it too much context, like maybe 5 or 6 or 7 bullet points, and it came back with this really cool timeline right here. You see Michael Jordan, the journey of a legend. Explore the timeline, 6 NBA championship, 5 MVP awards, 10 scoring titles, etc., etc. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see more. Then I have all of the eras or different stages of MJ's career. You see, this is the beginning, so the early years, the making of a legend. So since his birth, I imagine, 1963 to 1984. So it gives me a really detailed timeline of Michael Jordan's life with some nice graphics here that represents kind of like the most important events in his life and in that period of his life. A photo gallery where I can add some photos, I imagine. And then we move on to the second chapter of MJ's life, the rookie season, a glimpse of greatness with again more stuff, some stats. So that's pretty cool, like really, really cool timeline. Michael Jordan's brand, cultural impact, the Air Jordan brand, Space Jam, like all the stuff that he did aside from basketball. So I was really, really surprised. Now, obviously, the design is not particularly amazing. I can publish this as a website if I want to. I haven't yet found the way to really customize this in my Canva design. So this is the Canva design experience. Okay, let me zoom out a bit. I don't know how to change the font, for example. It seems like it's coded coded and it's kind of embedded in my document. But I cannot come and simply, go to my elements, find some photos and just drop them here. You see, I'm not able to drop anything on that experience. Like for example, here, I'd love to add a banner and I don't know how to do this. So it doesn't seem like I can open and close these sections, these chapters on my website. These buttons, they don't really do much, but I could continue coding. And I believe there is a way to include in the code the images. But what would be really amazing is that once it's coded, once it's right there in my Canva document, that it becomes an editable document. I mean, that would be really amazing. I imagine this is where we are going, but I haven't yet been able to figure it out, okay? I haven't played around too much with this, but I think this is where we are going, and I think this is a very powerful experience. All right, I want to show you a few other things I have worked on with Canva Code yesterday while testing this. So if you want to access your historic of conversations, you need to make sure you are on the right feature. In my case, is Code for Me, because otherwise you will see something else here. You will see probably what you have designed with Canva, so design for me. But if you click on Code for Me, you see these will change, okay? So the one I want to show you is the Learn Canva with Team Rondi experience. So I started this project like this. Create a clean landing page that features a learning path made out of 3 YouTube videos. The landing page will have embeds of the 3 YouTube videos. And then I paste the URLs of these 3 videos. At the top of the landing page, we can read the title Learn Canva with Team Rondi. And at the bottom of the page, a pink, and then I gave the color of that pink button with white letters in Montserrat extra bold saying subscribe to our channel. And this button leads to this URL. So this is kind of like the direct subscribe link to our channel. So I tried to make an on-brand landing page featuring 3 of our YouTube videos, a subscribe button that looks and feel like our brand, like our pink and our font, to kind of promote some of my tutorials. And so the last version of it was this. So it looks great, like Learn Canva with Team Rondi, Master Canva with our step-by-step learning path designed to take you from beginner to pro. So this, I didn't instruct it to create that subtitle, it's invented by the AI. So your learning path, the first tutorial, okay, this one right here, getting started with Canva. This is not the title, so this one is not the correct title and description for this first video. Second and third. So these 3 thumbnails are correct. The description is not, but the issue is that these never worked. You see, I got an error message. YouTube is blocked. The button as well, the subscribe button, never got it to work. And that this is version 6. So I really tried to make this work. It never happened. But I mean, we got to this point, right? We coded an entire thing. I imagine it's something relatively easy to fix because I'm not a coder. And also, very important, because Canva doesn't give me access to the code. So that's an important thing you need to know. Like I asked it, okay, show me the code. Like I'm gonna fix it, No, I didn't get this at first. And I never got to the code part. So Canva doesn't show you the code, or it shows you the code for an instant and then it switches to the actual output. So I cannot access the exact code and go and fix it. Like if I know exactly what I'm doing, like just fix this line of code. This is not happening, at least not right now. So that's one of the limitations of the tool as of today. Now, I think our map should be ready. You see this one, Sweet Barcelona. Okay, let's see. We have a few different spots. Okay, Baloir. This one is one that I know, okay, with some nice croissant and pastry photos. Okay, so Sweet Barcelona pastry tour. Indulge your sweet tooth on this delightful tour of Barcelona's finest pastry shops and bakeries. From traditional Catalan treats to innovative modern confections, discover the city's rich pastry heritage. Okay, let's see if these locations are correct. Baloir, definitely, I know it. Barceloneta, I know exactly where that is. It's a coffee shop / croissant pastry, so yes. Let's see some of these. Patisseria La Colmena. Oof, this is one of my favorite one. Best chocolate croissant in Barcelona, in my opinion. This This one, Kailum. This one I don't know. Kailum Unique Tea Room. Okay, oh yeah, I see which one it's. Yep. Escriva. This one, Brunel's. Yeah, another famous croissant shop in Barcelona. So guys, I think this works. The line here is a little bit broken, but I kind of see the point, right? I kind of know where to go from one location to the other. These Hoffman, also very famous award-winning pastry shop run by prestigious Hoffman Culinary School. Yes, known from the exquisite mascarpone croissants and creative seasonal pastry. So this is a success, guys. You see, I can share that. I wonder what happens if I click here. Nothing happens right now. Find my location using a design. Okay, I'm curious to see if I use this in a design. Okay, so I have created this. This is a website design, I guess. I want to publish this, okay? How do I publish this? Include navigation menu, website URL, publish my website. Okay, it's preparing the website. Okay, I have a URL. Let's view the website first on desktop. Okay, this looks great on the desktop. So this one is the seaside. Yes, we have W Hotel, Port Vell, Barcelona. Yes, Gothic Quarter right here. I can zoom in with my mouse. Like I just used the wheel on my mouse. So that's pretty cool. All right. I have a find my location. Don't want to use it. I don't want to let everybody know exactly where I live, but I imagine this works. All right. This looked great on desktop. Now I want to test this on a mobile device. Okay. All right. So let me grab my phone. I'm going to paste that URL that should be copied in my clipboard. There you go. Canvassador's my Canva site. And there you go. This looks pretty good, even on my mobile phone. So this is the Gaudi masterpieces. Let's go for the suite Barcelona. So now I can zoom in, still move the map. I can tap on the locations. All right, so this one is Escriva, Barcelona institution, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this works perfectly. Wow, I am a little bit like still under shock of how cool this experience was. Like this map is probably the best project I have coded with Canva. Canva has coded for me. This slide right here shows you a bit more of what we can do. Interactive elements. So I guess we could create simple animations for your landing pages, for your Canva website. Calculators. I have created a simple package calculator. That was actually the first project I tried when I tried Canva Code for the first time. Educational games. This one I haven't tried. Interactive maps. I showed you one. Countdown timers. I didn't try this one, but it seems pretty straightforward. SMB icebreakers, educational escape rooms. This one I haven't tried either. And I've seen other people, like I've seen another Canva expert, Ludo, who teaches Canva in French, coding a Tetris game that worked. So that was pretty amazing too. So it's really up to you and your creativity. What you see here is a few actual use cases. So for marketing teams, gamified campaigns, or you could have like scratchable, like discover coupons, or like a spinning wheel kind of contest for sales, product customizers. Okay, so you could really like create an app that customizes a specific product experience. For creative people, digital activations, design animated interactive brand experiences for pitches, events, client presentations. Small businesses, pricing and quote calculators, so your different packages, how much it would cost to work with you in such and such and such a way. And obviously for education or teachers, learning games, learning activities like vocabulary quizzes and stuff like that. So I highly encourage you to get familiar with this technology. Vibe coding is a thing. Canva is demonstrating that by making it available to its 225 million users. It's gonna be a thing, you know, so the sooner you learn to communicate with the AI, to create all sorts of experiences, the better. And I can clearly see how this lays the foundation for something really extraordinary when we will be able to grab that piece of code, dump it in a document, and start customizing, you know, changing the text, changing the fonts, changing the colors, changing the photos, and then publish that as an experience, as a website, as an app. There's really no limit to what we can do. This was Canva Code. It's a freemium feature, so it will use credits, and you've got to try it. And that's it for this one. In the next video of our Canva Create playlist, Diana and I are going to cover a few of the wishes, the community wishes that Canva has granted. So we'll cover a bunch of other new features in this one.